I've spent hundreds of hours at this point playing Counter-Strike, and after a certain amount of matches, you start to lose a bit of faith in humanity. Let me tell you what I mean. I remember I was playing a match earlier today, and I did this pretty cool play where I got a 4 kill on the AWP, some quick scopes in there, right? And I said, dude, that was a sick clutch in all chat. And I proceeded to get called the N-word hard R 5 times in a row. There's a certain level to it. They were up by 7 rounds, by the way. So this was not a close game. This was not like me flexing on this. It was just like me being happy. I hadn't done anything negative the entire game thus far, and yet they were so negative. And there's just a certain point with enough of these experiences that you start to wonder something. Just past Counter-Strike specifically. You start to wonder something about not just games, but think about all of the things online. The anonymous comments you read on Instagram. Have you ever gone to an Instagram reel and it's just like a comment section full of vitriolic hatred? Or like bullying in school? Or think about just like casual cruelty online? Or like think about road rage where people are like giving each other the middle finger, that type of thing. And you start to ask this question after a decent amount of time of that these cool people seem pretty happy and pretty well off, and most of the time there isn't consequences. There's a reason why there's a bunch of people spamming racist stuff in comment sections and anonymously online, like in Counter-Strike 2. And you start to ask a very important question after enough time of like, if these people can be so wrong, so hateful, and still be happy, where does that leave me? Because let's be real. Sometimes it isn't exactly the easiest to try to be nice to people, whether you know them or not. Sometimes you want to be angry, sometimes you want to shout at people, sometimes you want to insult people, sometimes that happens. And here's the thing, it's a lot easier to just be mad all the time, so if these mad people seem so fine, why keep on struggling? I remember one time I was with a group of friends that I no longer talk to, and I mentioned that I thought this comment section was really bad, and they were like laughing at it, and I realized in that moment that there's a sense of hatred that brings belonging. It brings laughs and attentions and this sense of power too. And so I've been thinking about why am I kind? Why am I kind if it's hard, if it seems like people who aren't being kind are fine, if it seems like we live in a world where kindness is a dying quality? Why be kind? I want to talk about my honest temptations. There's been times in my life where I'm like, why am I kind? And genuinely just not been kind. I have been mean to people, I have shouted at people, and I don't like those moments in my life, and I realize that I will probably have more of those moments in my life. Even if I work really hard at it, sometimes stuff goes wrong. Sometimes you mess up. Regardless, I want to say one thing about kindness. Don't be kind because it will eventually pay off for you in some way. Don't be kind because you're stocking up points and eventually it will all pay off and the world will thank you or you'll get something you've always wanted. Don't do that. That is not really kindness. Kindness, you do not because the other person has something to give, not because the world has something to give you. You do it because you can. You do it because there is something much more fulfilling about creating joy than destroying it. I cannot tell you a single time I have hurt someone or made someone sad and gone to bed proud of myself. Yet, at the same time, I still remember random people online. Random people like the people who comment on some of these videos. Those people's kindness to write out a comment is something I still remember. And I want to touch on the loneliness aspect real quick because I'm going to be honest, it feels isolating. You think that you have friends and then you realize that they don't think the same way as you, or they might have some hatred, or they might, especially if you're younger, like I am. I want to give you a little bit of a sense of hope because somewhere out there There are other people like us. Now, it may not be obvious online. You may go to an Instagram comment section and it's just a bunch of hate and you think, there doesn't really seem to be many other people being nice here. But here's the thing. A lot of times, the loudest people are still in the minority. Here's the thing. Do you know what makes people kind? Part of what makes people kind is by giving an example, by inspiring people. I cannot tell you the amount of times that someone has just complimented me, and I thought, that felt so good. I want to go help someone in that way. And then I went and did it. Kindness spreads. It genuinely does. So go be kind. You might feel cynical sometimes, and I'm going to be honest, I still feel cynical. I said all of this, and I still feel cynical about it sometimes. The world will make you feel cynical about kindness. It will make you feel like you're the only one, you're alone, and it gives you no benefit, so why even do it? But here's the thing, that is a lie. You are not alone. And the second thing is, yes, it may be easier. The world may be right. It may be easier to be cruel than to be kind. But here's something that the world leaves out. It is infinitely more fulfilling to make someone's day brighter than to darken it. That was just my thoughts. Bye.